Okay. So once we have downloaded this 35 MB setup file, you will see a code blocks 20.3 setup.exe in your downloads program folder or wherever you have downloaded it. It could be anywhere, whichever location you give. Then you start installing the code block. First, once you double click, it will ask you for some editorial or permissions. You just click OK, and then you will land up on this page. Click next. Then again, click I agree on the license agreement. Click next. Now here you have to choose everything. Huh? So you have to select this particular option called full. It is there by default, but in case you have changed it, please change it back to full. You want a full installation. Okay. Then you click next. It will ask you for a program file location. So try to keep it same like C drive program files code block. But in case your C drive is full, then only you can try for something else. Once it is installed, it will ask, do you want to run code blocks now? You can click yes. Now here, it will give you an error because most of you will not have any previous C compiler installed. So those who have already using a C program having GCC or other C compilers like Visual C or any other, it's okay for them. But we need GNU GCC compiler to run this code block C programs. Okay, so that is the next step we are going to do. Once you install till this point, you have to say yes, associate all the C++ files to my code block software. Now, those who are getting this particular error, I guess almost all of you are getting this particular error. No problem. Let's start and install this GCC compiler. Now you go back to your Chrome browser and type this command C compiler MinGW installer. Okay. So MinGW installer is the GCC compiler required for this particular version 20.03. It will take you to this particular page, and then on this page you have to click on the downloads, which is here. Let's see on my screen. You have to click on the downloads, which is here. Okay. So the command to be typed in your Chrome browser is C compiler MinGW installer, and then on the MinGW page, once you click on the first link, that is MinGW minimalistic GNU for Windows, then you click on the download where it is located here. Okay. Now for Mac, the process is different. Even Linux will come pre-installed with GNU. So Mac and Linux are both based on the Linux base, and they have pre-installed C compiler in their machines. This is the step required in GW only for the Windows machine users. And those who are still facing any problem, don't worry. Today they can use online C compiler. Maybe by next lecture, next Monday's lecture, like within a week, we should try and figure out how to run a code block into your particular machine. Also remember, there are two major problems like code blocks. When you run, it generates a exe file from an unknown developer, and if your antivirus is good or very good, it will detect it on a runtime and it will delete that particular exe file. So your programs are running on your code blocks, but you are not seeing any output because of your antivirus. And those who are having 32-bit machines will also get a error because they have installed this 64-bit OS version. Okay, how to find out whether your machine is 32-bit or 64-bit? Firstly, you try to install a 64-bit exe. It should give you an error that this exe is corrupt or not meant for 32-bit machines, then you can know that most of the times your CPU is 64-bit, which you can find out from your My Computer. If you go to the My Computer, this PC, right click and go to the properties, it should show you what is the particular version of CPU that you have. Now this particular CPU is 8250. First is 8 is for generation and 250 is kind of a number in their serial list. So if you check 8250 online, it will show you 64-bit X processor or X64 based processor. But here I am also getting this particular window saying 64-bit operating system. So reverse way is possible. Your 64-bit or X64 hardware can support 32-bit operating systems, but if it is X66 based processor, then it has to be a 32-bit operating system. You cannot install a 64-bit operating system with X86 processor. So remember, this is how you can check the versions, and those who are having wrong versions, that is 32-bit, please don't follow this procedure. You will get an error. You have to download all the 32-bit versions which are separately mentioned on this download file. So once you come to this particular page, after clicking download, you have to click on MinGW get setup exe, which is just a 91 KB file, and it will land you on this particular page. And your file download should automatically start. If there is any error, your file download will not start. So finally, you should get this mingw-get-setup.exe, which is just 91 KB file. Remember, you have not downloaded your GCC compiler. This is just a installer that you have downloaded. So now it will install. So once you install this particular app, it will say this particular window, and then you have to click on install. Then click next. Please select C drive MinGW. Don't change that. Tick on both the sides and click continue. And then it will download this particular thing and open your MinGW installation manager. So now here you are going to install your 4 compilers. So here you can tick on multiple compilers which are mentioned over here, but main is MinGW GCC. Those who are having space, please select every option which is 9.2 and respiratory version 9.2 and onwards. You might be getting 9.3 because when I made these slides, it was showing me 9.2. So these versions are keep on changing, but more or less the procedure will remain same. So please select all the 4 which has a GCC symbol in it, and then go to the installation, and then it will be asking, do you want to apply the pending changes? You say yes, apply. So it will ask for proceed application of the changes. You click apply, and then this thing will begin, and it will start downloading random files which are automatically connected, and you will start seeing these kind of windows, blah 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 blah, and then your installation for MinGW is over. So I will stop this recording. If you have any doubts till this point, please ask.